Right, this is Mike from the Mike James Rock Show. These gentlemen are from Enabler. They'll introduce themselves.
How you doing? I'm Frank.
I'm Jeff.
You guys played yesterday, so I'm guessing you're hanging around all weekend just to like party and watch bands and stuff.
Yes.
That's true. We have a lot of great friends out here just hanging out, and there's amazing bands playing all weekend, so we want to see them all.
Cool, man. How was your set yesterday?
It went awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was perfect. Audience reception was great. There's a ton of people watching us. I think we had a pretty good slot too, and everything yesterday was awesome.
It was perfect. I mean, there was nobody really playing on either of the other two stages while we were playing.
Oh, that's good. So no
it's like,
times, no clashes of sounds or anything.
No, it was perfect. And then, just the warm welcome that everybody had for us was unreal.
Sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is this the first time you've been over with the new LP that's out at the moment?
The new record's not out yet.
Oh, is it not?
No,
oh, sorry.
Feel Safe comes out in August.
So I thought I must have read it as April. I was thinking it's been out a couple of months.
It hasn't come. Yeah, it's not released yet.
Okay.
So yeah, this is Enabler's second time in the UK.
Yeah.
We played in London 2 years ago London and Leeds 2 years ago with Rotten Sound and Martyrdom.
Oh, okay.
And again, seeing Martyrdom, I've actually tour managed them twice, and
nice.
Once in the States, once in Europe.
Yep.
And they would also tour with their guitar players, other band, Agramonia. So, hanging out with those guys was great. Because they had some pretty, spent a lot of time in moving vehicles, playing shows, getting fucked up. It's spent a lot of time doing that with those guys. So it's good, yeah. And it's not, you don't get to see everybody all the time.
No.
We were talking about that, how it's funny that there's some of the bands we see all the time, and there's other, I think that's what makes it special. Is that you see people that that you see all the time on the other side of the world. That's cool, and then there's also all the other bands that you just don't get to see all the time.
So which bands are you looking forward to seeing this weekend as you're staying around?
Well, I think I was busy last time Tribulation was in New York City, so I missed them.
Okay.
But I am so ready and excited to see them tomorrow.
Yeah, Tribulation definitely. I'm excited to see Portal tonight, Sun.
Okay.
I love Portal. I think that they're just it's like the farthest into extreme music that I think it's been taken. They're a pretty sick band.
Round 2 of Pig Destroyer.
Yeah, Round 2 of Pig Destroyer.
Yeah, I saw they played a couple times, aren't they?
They played last night on the same stage that we did, and they're playing it tonight on the main stage.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they did the grind set last night, and then they're doing Natasha front to back tomorrow tonight. And Pig Destroyer as well. I mean, they're great people. They're great guys, great friends, and also extremely sick band. So seeing that last night was great. Converge was awesome last night.
I'm gutted I missed that.
Saw Will Haven. Will Haven was awesome.
That was
they're
touring the UK at the moment.
That was a big deal for me because that's El Diablo and WHVN were pretty. I listened to those records a lot when they came out, and I'd actually never seen Will Haven before, so it's just. And even earlier backstage, I went and said that, hey, I've been a fan. I was a fan a long time ago. I haven't heard any new records, but I'm just stoked to see you guys, and that's cool that you guys are still a band, kind of thing. And
cool.
The guitar player was like, oh, so you're a Will Haven fan? What song should we play on this? And I kind of helped them, gave them some suggestions for their set list, and I thought that was pretty cool. 14-year-old Jeff was pretty stoked about that.
So we mentioned the new album. Where did you write it? How long did it take? Give us the lowdown before it all comes out.
I started writing that in January of 2014.
Wow, 18 months ago.
Yeah. So it was pretty fresh material. It was weird because we just got out of the studio in December 2013 doing the last record, Le Fin, and that was the first time I haven't had any song. Everything that I had was recorded at that point.
Oh, okay.
Right? I hadn't ever started fresh with a record before with anything. So I was going through some pretty terrible personal stuff, personal life stuff, and ended up the last 2 months of me living in Milwaukee. I wrote pretty much the bulk of the album in a 2-month period of time in January, February, and then over the summer kind of wrote some more stuff. And last year was a pretty busy year because Enabler had a full length come out, and I was also playing drums for Today Is the Day.
Wow.
And,
Keep yourself busy.
And Today Is the Day had a record come out too, so it was I had to do tour cycles for both bands.
Yeah.
And, but any off time I had, I was working on new material, and then got the Central Media deal, and I'd said, hey, if I don't have a problem with being one of those bands that releases a new album every year. I know that's not really typical for bands, but if I'm cool with that. I enjoy writing music that much that of course, why not? So.
So you've got to move with the times. A lot of bands nowadays are just putting out EPs or a couple tracks every couple of months. You
It's
find whichever lane
hard.
works.
There's so much out there now.
Yeah.
So it's hard to not fall through the cracks or stay relevant for how many bands put out a record and the record isn't even relevant a month after it's released.
That's it.
It's
You'll
just
become
that,
buzz bands for a couple of weeks and then
there's just so much out right now, which is great, but it also kind of hurts itself too. So
yeah.
I recorded the album in January of this year, and the first time I've ever actually gone into a record where I played all the instruments because
Oh wow.
Frank and Nathan had just joined, and kind of a conversation that we had about that was just kind of, I've always wanted to be a band. It's always been a band. I've never done everything on a record before, but this time around it was like, well, we have a schedule and it needs to be. We didn't have the time to be able to sort everything out and also get the live set sorted out. So we decided to,
Right.
I was also working on another record while he was in the studio working on that record too.
His band, Mika's Murder.
Yeah.
So you really do keep yourself busy all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, how far ahead are you scheduled out for everything at the moment? Is there
Well, I don't
plans to
know.
tour this?
That's a hard question to answer because we don't really. There's a certain amount of flexibility you have to have with this, and plans change all the time. That's one of the things I've learned about the music industry is that it's always fucking changing.
It is indeed.
So
I will say this about Jeff though, is that I've never met anybody who is so ready with new material all the time.
Wow.
So like the Fail to Feel Safe is not even out yet, and he called me a couple weeks ago that he has 13 new songs already for the next record after that.
That's crazy. You're just constantly flowing and writing.
well, I mean that's when I play guitar, I play guitar frequently,
Yeah.
I play in a pretty unique tuning. It's hard for me to play other songs or other people's songs for enjoyment. Like I can't sit down at a campfire and sing fucking Leonard Skinner songs with my friends over a few beers. Sometimes I really wish I could, but I can't. I'm just not that kind of guitar player.
All original.
I work in an original kind of format. So that being said, every time I pick up a guitar, I write a riff. I can't help it. I write something. And we have these little things called iPhones and stuff that take videos. So I make up a song,
Some little
bam,
zooms and things like that.
and if I'm up at 3 in the morning and I come up with some really good shit, then it's like I have it right there, and I can figure it out later. The other tool that I have is I'm a drummer, so I understand drums really well. So when I write riffs, I'm already hearing.
Got the timings down.
Yeah, I'm already hearing how that goes. So it's weird sometimes because I've had members in the band that don't like that a band works like that. Some people think a band should work. Everybody writes all in the same room, same together, and it's a, and I'm like, well, to me this is still a collaborative process because we're a band. Who cares if I'm writing all the songs or if we write all? As long as the songs are good, that's all that fucking matters. If that is the formula that works for this particular band, I mean, it's never written in a manner like this is exactly how you play the drums and you play every little note. It's not. I'm not a dictator. It's very like this is the song. Let's bring it to life.
Yeah.
Because and I try to have a positive attitude because that's probably one of the coolest things ever when you're a songwriter. I mean, for me, like Fail to Feel Safe, for example, I haven't played any of those songs with a band. I just recorded it all. So when we've been bringing played 2 songs live from the album. And then we learned one other one so far, and it's like that. Hearing those with the band has been like, fuck yeah!
Gives you the full body and
it's like this is what it's. This isn't just me hearing it on a record. This is actually you feel the volume, you feel the drums.
Yeah.
It hurts. It hurts in the right kind of way.
Final piece of the jigsaw.
Yeah. So it's been I view Enabler as possibly the most organized mess that there possibly could be. There's always something going on. We never know what's actually going on, but we're always figuring it out. And I think there's, one thing that with Frank and Nathan in the band is everybody's got a lot of patience with everything. Frank understands how the music industry works probably better than anybody I know. So there's kind of this is what it is, and it's never going to be exactly what you want it to be, but it's going to, it's still going to be good. Yeah. You're never going to get exactly.
You're not going to put it out if you haven't put your own stamp on it.
Yeah, it's never.
I'm happy with that.
There's always going to be something fucked up. There's always going to, something. but you just have to work through it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the band's always operated. Just figure it out. I mean, the songs are there. There's a reason to be a band. Let's be a band, and we'll figure it out as we go.
And then go out on the road and play it live.
Yeah, and wherever we can, you know, if there's a demand for us, then yes, you know, if people say we want to see you and we're going to put work into getting you guys to come play for us,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we're like, okay, well then we'll put the work into coming and playing for you. That's not always the case. Sometimes it's we need a show in the city, so we're asking around, and then you know, and we end up playing in some basement for 10 people. And sometimes that happens too.
Sometimes
but,
those are the best gigs of all.
yeah, but some, you know, I can attest to, like, I've played New England Metal Hardcore Fest, and I have made more money at a basement show to 10 people where every single person bought a piece of merch from
Yeah.
us, or multiple pieces. You know, those 10 people were like, yeah, sure, there weren't a lot of people there, but they were fucking stoked. And that's, you know, those are the people that never forget seeing you. Those
Right.
are the lifelong fans, you know. And it's being in a band is one of the strangest and coolest things ever.
It is indeed. I get to talk to so many bands every week, kind of thing, and yeah, they go from playing basements to stadium rockers and stuff, and each one says it's just as varied. You cannot predict the music industry at the moment.
You have to be ready for it, flexible, and just accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
You know? And I think if you're the right type of person, you can have fun with that.
Very much, yeah.
If there's a room with people that want to see you play, then you fucking play. That's just how it works. And it doesn't
Good
matter
way.
what the room is, doesn't matter what the sound's like. You know, I mean, we've done backline gigs in Mexico, and that gear's not very good. Would you expect it to be? No.
Yeah.
But who fucking cares? That's those people don't care.
No. They want to be there. They want to see you, and you want to see them.
I played one of the most fun shows of my life in a kitchen like 10 years ago, and it was my old band Harlots was on tour with Plaguebringer and another band called Law of All Ends, and no one showed up to the show.
Okay.
It was just us there and the people who lived at the house, so we all decided to play at the same time and just jam. And we just jammed for like 2 hours.
Nice.
And just everybody all at once.
Were people
Just-
still cooking at the same time and coming in with drinks out of the fridge?
There was there was so many amps in there that you couldn't even cook, but it was fucking awesome, you know, like the people that lived there and all of us were just like, that was great, you know, like we just drove to, you know, Iowa City for 4 or 5 hours to
Play in
hang
a
out
kitchen.
and drink some beers and like play in a kitchen all together all at the same time. No fucks given.
No, that's cool, man. It's been a pleasure catching up with you guys. Hopefully we'll be back in the UK imminently, I guess, at some point.
When
hope
the
so.
record comes out, we want
That'd
to
be cool.
do a proper European tour on
Awesome.
our own for sure. So hopefully we're working on it.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much for taking some time out. It's awesome. Thanks very much.
All right, awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.